I think that if you have a father and you have a good relationship with your father, that's like one of the luckiest thing you can have more life in. Because these black fathers,
Are
guys,
not
they went to
there.
the same school of being
Exactly.
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 Like in guys, they went to the, like
They don't.
Hi guys, welcome to the Waliberali Show. Today we're going to talk about parenting.
Hi guys, welcome.
What's your name?
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Waliberali Show. My name is Mateo, and today we're gonna talk about parenting. So I'm gonna introduce everyone. This is
Shabzi.
Kamu.
Fasiri.
Oma. And I'm Noah. Guys, like parenting. How are you guys being raised? Are you guys from strict households, or
I think
have you guys been allowed to do things?
Mine started off strict. Okay. Context. So my grandmother raised me, right? I lived with them ever since I was born, I guess. And my mom lived wherever she lived. Great. So my grandparents were very strict because they were also educators themselves.
Okay.
But they were educators in the era where corporal punishment was a thing, right? So they were very enforced on rules and stuff. They enforced them very well. So pretty strict. Like you had a curfew. My curfew was before sunset. All right? That's crazy because it changes from winter to summer, bro. So there was that. Like for instance, like your marks as well. Like they shouldn't be at a certain port, like under a certain
margin.
Yeah.
And then what would happen to you if you didn't?
Of course, I get beat down.
Oh, okay.
Nicely.
Beat down.
Yeah, no, they'll fuck me up. They'll fuck like every demerits actually.
Every demerit.
You got hit for.
I got nicely tended. Huh?
Nicely tender.
Yeah, boy.
Now it makes it sound like you were beat up.
No, I wasn't. No, but to be honest, like it was right. Like
now would you
I
say-
felt like it was needed.
Would you say that you would do that with your kids?
To a certain, yeah, I would.
Hit them?
Not my girls though, no, but the gents I would.
Okay, but
Yeah.
how though? Like.
I would. It would be in a way that I would show them that every action has a consequence, right? So if the action that they performed didn't have a consequence that affected them then and there, then that would be a point where I would. But if they suffer the consequence themselves, let's say climbing on a wall and then they fell, and then now they're
Then you
crying, it's
wouldn't
like,
hit them.
boy,
You can't hit them again.
I can't. Nah, I wouldn't hit them because you learned. Hey. But then as gents, like they would probably learn, okay, now I have to be more careful when I do this. They're not gonna stop.
They're not gonna stop.
So,
Next time
but
you
I would discipline them. By beating is mad. Eh?
By
The word
hitting,
beating
by
is
corporal punishment.
yeah, by corporal punishment. I would to a certain extent, and it wouldn't be something where it's like every single time. Like me as a father, I think generally fathers are normally feared, right? Because of their stature and stuff. Like they're big already. And was saying when he wakes up, the voice is deep, and it's just like you know.
If
This nigga were to ever try and, or you go to him, yo, dad, can you please open this? You can have the strength. You're like, mfana, can't mo.
stop the string.
Again, nigga, you better stop. Pause, bruh.
Chicken.
Hey, chicken, you. Chicken. Chicken.
Okay.
Go collect those people.
But yeah.
So,
I feel like I wouldn't say it's strict. You know, growing up, I don't know. Like I don't remember being beat because I was never like a problematic child like that. You know. But my mom is not the type of person who laid a hand. Like I've been beat up more by my gran than my mom. So I wouldn't say it was strict. Like it was fine. Like I don't think it was strict. I feel like the way I was raised was proper, and it's actually showing in the way I am and how I do things and the way I can carry a household right now because of the way I grew up and how like
Oh, that's so nice hearing. Yo,
That's
bro.
no.
That is like literally so credible.
yeah,
dog.
because of how I grew up. Like obviously when you a child, one of the longare, hi bang abuser.
Yeah.
When they like asking you to clean or to do like your chores, you see it like abuse. Mara, it's not. I wouldn't say like they were strict. They weren't. Like they didn't hit me. They didn't
do anything.
unless I really did something wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. So I feel like I was raised well. And also I would say I was raised well because of the relationship that I have with my entire family, not even just my mom. Like we like this. If you know me, you know me and my family are always together. So I feel like if I wasn't raised well, like abusive and
would've
whatever,
shown.
it would show now.
Yeah.
Like I'm comfortable, like I'm able to speak to them about anything. There's no fear, when it comes to like anyone in my family. And also I think it was a thing of I was raised by a woman only. There was no man, most of my life there was no man, it was just women. But yeah.
Okay.
My parents were. I think when I was younger, they were strict because I wouldn't say I was a problematic child, but I was.
Okay.
What's the word? Yeah.
You're naughty.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
naughty.
like,
Like me and my brothers, and we just do rowdy stuff. Like at school, I was definitely not that guy. At school, I was the teacher's pet. I won't lie. Back in primary, yeah. And then, but now at home, really, it was like a different thing. Yeah, my dad would belt. Really, he would make sure we try. Sometimes my brother and I would try run. He would trap us with the couch. He'd push the couch against the wall. We try run, push the couch against the wall. Now we trap. Now we're getting
He's hurting you guys like some.
now we're getting beat double because why are we trying to run? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but then I think it was, and I think it was good because it's also something nice to talk about with my brothers and laugh about and stuff. But yeah, then growing up, my parents, they were strict, but they had their reasons. Like I think because they saw my parents were very protective, so they'd see certain things happen to children and they'd get into certain things. So they just make sure I don't go to certain places or do certain things out of fear that would be me. And I think in turn, my older brother, I'm very grateful for him because he basically ran so I could walk. I don't know if you guys understand. No, for real, like he got in trouble so much, bro. He was in trouble so much that my parents, I think they kind of eventually got to understand. And I think growing up and then, yeah, I think my parents now, they're like very, like, they're like chilled. And also I think they realize that, okay, I can hold my own. I'm not stupid. I know how to, I can make good decisions. And because I was doing well in school, it was like, okay, so this guy,
it
so
was a bonus.
yeah, so it was like, then eventually, like, I think
They started becoming
mostly,
lenient.
but mostly like grade 10, 11 matric, it was like,
Vibes.
yeah, it was just vibes, bro.
Uma.
Okay, me. So yeah, I've had a very I was raised like in different situations. Like I don't know if I've been raised in different like environments. You get me? So when I was young, I grew up in Mafikeng, the Northwest and stuff. So predominantly, predominantly women as well. My auntie, mom, grandpa was there, but he died when I was still young. One. But I would say my grandmother was pretty strict. Like, was pretty strict. I used to hit us with the Vaslap mates, Vaslap mates. I used to whack us with that, but she was really like really strict, like strict. Strict in the sense that like each time you do something wrong, you know you did something wrong, and she'd hit you for that. She wouldn't hit you just randomly, just gonna hit you because when it's wrong, or starts being wrong, so they'd obviously know that no, I did something wrong. I'm gonna get my ass whipped coming late at home and stuff like that. And then that changed. Went to boarding school. Corporal punishment was there as well, but we could have those bias. Like it was owned by Afrikaners, but it was predominantly black people. You get me? Some in Limpopo. So I stayed there for like 2 years or so. So like they were like, shit's not fair in this world, dog. Like some black kids are like raised, taught not taught differently, but they're treated differently. And then us outside, all of that. So yeah, and then what happened? Went back to my Mafikeng. I was older. It got a lot more stricter because I was getting old now. Now they were not on me all the time. And then I came to Joburg. Then
Are you
different
strict
environments.
now?
Yeah.
Are they okay now?
No, they're okay now, but because
Not as strict as they were.
no, they're not really. Well, I can't explain. Let me just explain. But when I came here, obviously came from Mafikeng, from a different environment, and like so obviously I had things that would go at a black area that you can't do in a white area. You get me? So I obviously want to go outside very early, but I can't go outside because of that. So I'd say they are strict in that particular sense that I couldn't do things that I'm used to doing as a normal child. And even if I don't see them wrong, it's particularly not wrong, but you can't really do that in a white dominated area. So yeah, they were pretty strict. Like my parents, I'd say my dad is really strict. Like he's a strict person. Although I feel like sometimes overboard. Well, I feel like sometimes to a point now I feel like it's unnecessary because I think I'm much older, and he obviously has a perception that I'm this character. You mean I'm totally out of that. I'm not there. But it's obviously defense. But like my parents was really strict. I'd say my mom, dad are both strict. But my mom, my real mom, she's always been strict, but like I'm open with her, so I wouldn't say it's strict or like we're extremely open. Away, mama, what's up? Tell her literally everything, bro. Literally everything. So yeah, but my dad, I don't really have. Well, we do kind of have a relationship, but he's strict. Like he's a strict dad. Yeah. So yeah.
Is that barrier?
Yeah.
Okay, basically, my parents are not strict. Okay, well, I grew up when I was younger. I was with both parents, and then most of my teenage life was with just my mom, and she's not strict at all. I wouldn't say, not strict. We just are very. In my family, we're also very close. We're very close. We're very in each other's business. Privacy is not a thing in our household. Like if everyone's in the house, we're in the same room all the time. If someone goes to the bedroom, we are all there. So in my family, it's more like not a friendship, but my mom is very much involved in our lives and very much someone you can talk to about anything. We can have family discussions, bring up anything. There's nothing that like you can fear. For example, you're curious about sex and sexuality. You can always go to my mom. And my dad definitely as well. He is not strict, but he's a dad. If that makes sense. Like he's got like rules and everything, and he's protective and everything, but you can also go to him and talk to him about anything. So I wouldn't say I had a strict upbringing at all.
Okay. Considering what my brothers say, I don't think I grew up in a strict household at all. They've never hit me. It's just been vibes, really. Except just the only issue I'd say is going out with friends. They had rules. I couldn't go out for like majority of my life up until like high school, grade 9, 10 or something. That's when they were like, okay, no, you can go out. But even then, it was like, no, you have to be back by like 7, 6. And what's surprising to me now is that my mom is so lenient that
it's like it didn't.
It's actually pretty scary because I'll do things and come back like really late by mistake. And she wouldn't like freak out, she'd just be like, "Oh, how was your night?"
Bro.
It's really crazy.
That is facts right
It's
now.
really crazy. Yeah, like why aren't you shouting?
Like my mom used to get angry to the point where if I come back home late, she wouldn't talk to me. But now, like,
dude.
And the no talking hits harder, ne?
Yo.
The silent treatment.
Not the silent treatment. Her just ignoring it and acting like everything is cool and like something's coming. You just think
now you're
something's
trying
around
to
the corner
overcompensate.
somewhere.
Dude. So
I'm fine.
so now
Yeah.
wow. So now
you're right. But
the leniency, I feel like it comes with
That shit's.
I work really hard at school,
Sorry.
Bruh.
Can you please stop, bro? You're taking so much away from the
bad.
story.
Like, why would I do it? It's such a bad thing now. But
No, you guys are doing it.
Yeah,
No, don't include me. I'll stop them.
Mashaba, you're a dickhead.
Yes. Oh.
Continue.
Wow, bro. I lost my train of thought.
Exactly, that's how I felt when you guys were doing me. That's towards racism.
But anyways, because of the leniency, I think it comes with the fact that I perform not really well, but I perform pretty good at school, and also I feel like I'm responsible. I mean, I haven't done anything out of pocket really that would take privileges away, and for them to have an eye on me. So yeah, I think.
Okay.
Question. My next question is, with your upbringing, were you guys with both parents or?
For me, up until 9 years old, it was just up until 9 years old it was both parents, and then
Me,
life happened.
I can't remember, but it was primary school. I was with both my parents up until I was in grade 5, 4. Yeah, and then after that, it's just been my mom all the way.
Me, it's been both parents.
Stop flexing.
Me, like I said, it's been really,
Different.
yeah, it's really different environment. So born up, grandmother, grandpa raised me, grandma and grandpa raised me till grade 6. I've never really stayed with my mom. Yeah, I've never really stayed with my mom, but she's always been there. You get me? So yeah, so mom, grandma, grandpa, and then mom, dad, and stepmom, which is my mom as well. So that's how it's been. Yeah.
Mine is basically the same as Mtao. Both parents until like I was 11, which is like grade 4, and then mom.
It's funny how did you say?
Yeah, I
You're
did.
lying.
How
Yeah, no, I did, guys. I did. Don't you remember when I said I was living with my grandparents?
Grandparents.
Yeah, nah.
But now it's been
okay,
mom.
but Davidson, it was
now it's mom.
no. It was grandparents, aunt was there. Who else?
Hey,
Grandparents, aunt was there, cousins, and what?
No, man.
you see?
Was his grandparents, aunt was there. So that was like pretty. There was like 7 of us in one household, and then my mom was also there. She was always around. It's just that she lived in like another area.
Yeah.
And then Timer, I don't know, bro. Like my last memory of him was like I think I was around 4, 6, something like that.
It's crazy.
And then I only saw him.
So now,
Like-
just to interject, does that make you, so the relationship that you have with your dad now, does that make you want to become a better version of that situation with your own kids?
Nah, definitely.
Okay.
I personally do truly believe that if he was like in my life and stuff, like I would have been like I would have
Someone
better.
different.
Like I think I would have been better, not even worse. I think I would have been better as a character, as a person, probably as a man as well. So yeah, I would definitely be around.
For your own
Definitely.
kids too.
Obvious, I have to.
No.
Especially if
life happens, dude.
Yeah, with both. I was about to say something else, isn't it?
Go.
Do you guys think that there's a certain way that kids are supposed to be raised? Or do you think it's like,
Depends on the
Whatever works
situation.
with you.
yeah, whatever works with you?
I think
Because,
it-
like, wait, before you call,
Sorry.
there was like, what was it? That young famous and African.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like a
Oh, Kanye.
yeah,
Oh,
there
the
was
Kanye
a,
Bao.
yeah, that scene like,
was cool though.
and there was a fight because now this lady was saying, oh, like she doesn't
Yeah,
like the
she's
way.
not. Yeah.
So what do you guys think about that?
I definitely think, I feel like with the whole Kanye Bao situation, like with that in particular, she's not necessarily parenting. It's more of like a,
Guidance.
you're uninvolved. It's more like just, you're watching over. Do you understand? It's not like a daily parenting thing. And I don't think that
Okay,
works.
wait, but then like what's okay, wait, what did she do that was wrong? Like her leaving her in her own house? Because if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, wasn't it? Sorry, if I remember correctly, her apartment was here and like her own thingy was here,
But
literally next door. So
But is that where they live? I thought that
Yeah.
was a hotel. Is that where they live actually?
I'm sure it is, if I'm not mistaken.
And unless they were telling lies, but in that context, it was
Yeah.
like as if they live there.
Yeah.
See now,
Because
okay,
you see what? Yeah, so because what they made it seem like is like she has her own back house, like where like she never sees her mother. She only sees her mother when they like visit each other as if they're friends. You know what I mean? That's the type of situation they made it seem like it was. So then I'm thinking, just like as a child, there's so many things that you just need, like from your mom. Yeah, just the presence. Not even like because she's genuinely not even a parent at the moment. What she is a best friend. That's what she is.
okay. My question was like, what? Okay, I personally think that there isn't a
Specific
blueprint or a guideline
Yeah.
or
A
a book
directions.
that says parenting 101. There isn't that, right? That's why you raise differently. That's why certain people have different morals, right? There's a discrepancy in how people are raised and how people are and people's characters as well. That's generally how. That's because of how they were parented, right? So if Kanye Bao is gonna be on some, as a matter of fact, she of course, Ankere, you're gonna raise your children as to what you did not have, as to what you think you needed when you were younger. So if Kanye Bao was like, if I knew how to have my own sense of independence at a younger age, I would have flourished when I was an adult. If she's trying to instill that within a kid,
herself,
then what's wrong with that? And also that she kind of has a best friend opposed to like a mother. I think that if you were that 15-year-old or whatever, however old she is, right, the daughter, if you know, Khore, if I feel like this space is a bit too intimidating, like I feel like I
You
want my
can
mom,
definitely tell her.
go next door. Like she's there. You understand? Like it's not like I think like she lives go Boxberg and then you out here or Motivitor. You know, it's not like that. At least it's somewhere where it's in close.
Close
So yeah, so her parenting, like I think every type of parenting is nah. Just
There's nothing.
okay. There is wrong ones, but
What's the wrong
What would you say is
parenting?
wrong? Yeah.
yeah, man.
Okay, no,
Like if you take corporal punishment to a certain extent, it becomes
Abusive.
abuse.
But then it's not corporal punishment, I think. Like if you're getting to a point where your son does something wrong and you're giving him a punch, that's not corporal punishment anymore. You understand what I mean? Like there's
that's abuse.
there's certain levels where
that's
it's
like-
just
yeah.
it's just not corporal punishment. And also I also feel like not to give rules on corporal punishment, but like let's say you're giving a kid a hiding and let's say it's a belt. After like 5 hittings, are you showing the child that you're punishing the child, or are you beating this child? Do you understand what I mean? Like, it's more like being.
It's also how they're hitting you. Because if you're gonna hit someone with a fist, guys, I feel like that's.
But also, guys,
A fist is like a violence.
yes.
but
because,
also is
like,
But
okay,
even a
sharp,
belt,
slipper,
you're fun.
Okay, yeah, belts also. Slipper, say two banana or like.
is corporal punishment okay? Is that really the only form of discipline that we must resort to?
I think so, because look at the kids today. They don't get corporal punishment, and it literally shows in their behavior.
Bro,
I didn't get it.
No, but
No, but I get
mean?
it.
different
Like-
scenarios.
Yeah.
I feel like
So
you
then it
know what I
goes
feel
back
like
to the
about this corporal
parenting.
punishment.
Then it goes back to the discipline in the household.
in the household as well.
Because
It's-
I assume that
I
we
feel
all
like-
grew up in a household where you know this is wrong, don't do it. Just don't even
But
question.
also, the generation, manje, they don't get that.
yeah,
Like they don't get the fact. Oh, okay, you're doing wrong. Stop.
Yeah.
They want to be instilled in them.
Yeah.
And
you're
some
gonna
of
have to
them-
hit. You're gonna have to reach a point where you hit them.
I feel like there shouldn't be in every single child. We shouldn't have like one form of discipline in that household. In every
Yes,
single house, there should
because
be
we've got
different. There's
yeah,
different
there's
situations.
different-
Like he was saying, you can't necessarily beat. Like he was saying, you can't beat a child after they fell off. You know, not everything, because then that's teaching a child that with everything we resort to violence. Do you understand? Sometimes you need to talk to the child. Sometimes it needs to be in the naughty corner. Sometimes you take away a phone. Sometimes there are different ways. So I feel like every single parenting style should be in every
Yes.
household.
And also it depends on how the child reacts to the punishment. If this child hamshapa is not working, then yeah. If it's not working, if it's just
Then you
like
wanna try
something,
something
now
else.
he's laughing at you. Now like I'll stop it. Then it's
Now you
time
punch
that. Now you just stop.
No.
Now you just don't even. Now you just don't hit them anymore because now
You must try different strategies.
Yeah,
like
you
maybe
must
sit
try-
them down
yeah.
and actually try get through to
That's
them,
why-
see what happens.
That's why corporal punishment, like, it needs to change as age. You know, like, normally we only get beat when we're younger.
Yeah.
When you get older,
When you get
parents are not
older, yeah.
necessarily beating
Nah,
us.
but
Yeah.
thing is,
But do
I've
you want
heard-
to get beat such a big age?
No, but things I've
now I
heard-
can fight back.
yeah, exactly.
we can't
yeah.
be like-
But
yeah.
thing is, some parents, like my helper was telling me that back home in KZN, like if her mom wants to hit her, and mind you, my helper's like grown woman. If her mom wants to hit her, like she'll do it.
exactly
Like-
different generations.
Like
also, I mean,
in
if you,
case, but like also like geography, bro. Like in KZN, she says there it don't matter whether you're 18, whether you're 5.
Exactly.
You will be hit. and you will not retaliate because of a respect thing.
Nah, respect.
Because now here,
She's Zulu.
yeah.
In my opinion,
here they'll retaliate. Here they'll grab that belt.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know, but I think for me, like corporal punishment, hey guys.
Yeah, to a point, I don't agree with it.
Personally,
because
I wouldn't do it to my own kids. To be honest,
I totally and I do agree with you because like
Hey.
like I sort of agree with you because I feel like the discipline part comes in with how you speak to the child from a young age. You get me? So there's points where there's no need for couple punishment because you've already taught the kid that this is wrong. You get me? Even if they repetitive, it's like no, like why it's wrong entirely sure. So I think to a point, couple punishment is not needed unless you've instilled the discipline at a very young age or no self-control. You know what, this is not what to do. This is what to do. This is not what to do. But corporal punishment, I think, is needed when on extreme levels. Now, man, you and all of that stuff like that. That's when I think corporal punishment can be instilled. Yeah. But I just personally feel like I might not have to use corporal punishment because I'm gonna teach my children from a very young age that this is wrong, this is right, and all that stuff. So I have to agree with her.
Thing is, I feel like, guys, you guys, kids don't listen. Like, guys, me and my family, we've got a small one. She doesn't listen. No matter how you speak to her, I'm a male. The only thing that makes her listen, I'm sharp. So if you're dealing with someone like that, then what else could you do? Obviously, I'm abused. But like when you're dealing with someone who doesn't listen, and takes advantage of the fact that you're not hitting them, then you hit them. And it's not a thing like it's just
But going back to the whole being raised up and stuff, I think Mateo said that her family, she's open with any one of them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that comes with age. I think that when you are younger, as a what do you call it? As a young child, like your parents don't need to.
You weren't open when you were younger.
Who with my parents? No, I never was. The thing is, I was scared to say certain things, to ask about certain things because fear of how are they gonna think. So
you think you were gonna get hit?
Yeah, like okay, thing is, there's certain topics that I think that as a child you think to yourself, if I bring this up to my parents, will this be deemed as disrespect?
So you did have questions.
No,
that
of
would
course,
make a difference for your understanding, right?
Okay, question. For instance, let's say there's a family issue, right?
Yeah.
And I'm Boma 11, 12, and I heard about it, and I know the person, and I'm like, yo, like, what happened, type of thing. Like, I would be afraid to ask that because it's deemed disrespectful. Like, why only you know?
But then,
you see, so yeah, I understand. So basically, what I'm trying to get to is, with age, it became better. So I get it, like I said, raised with my grandparents and stuff, right? So grade 9 hit, and me and my brother, we started living with my mom. Now, gotta remember that it's like every day of the week, so we barely get to go to Davidson and stuff, and that's where your friends are. So that's where like the people that you normally conversate with, the people that you find time to have fun with, that's where they are. So now I got to a point where I was like, alright, like there's literally no one else to speak to besides these two in the house, my little brother and my mom. Mm-hmm. So she used to take us to school every single day and stuff, and I was like, alright, like I'm gonna try and see where it goes, cause my mom, like I was very scared of my mom. Like if they say you go what's amma, we sorry, yay. Really? Yeah, like I was terrified. But then I got to a point where I was like, I bet when she fetched me from school, I was like, yeah, nah, this happened extramural, certain thing, and then I was like, ish, let me risk with this one. Let me see how far I can go. I was willing to take the chance. Ish, mama. So I have this other, and at the time, you guys know who I was dating. Hey, mama. Ish.
In high school?
Yeah.
Young high school or like old high school?
In grade 9.
Oh.
So
I'll keep
I'll tell you, dude. But so then ask advice about that. Be like, yo, so this is what's going on and stuff. And she'd be like, okay, but then like you know, and then she would reciprocate, and I'm like, wow, okay,
It's actually my mom.
this is, and then the advice that she's giving me, I'm like, wow, that's actually pretty smart. Why didn't I think of that? That's actually a smarter way to go about it. So with that, over and over, asking about certain things, and then she would see, okay, she's giving me advice on such, and then she would also tell me about things, not necessarily looking for advice, but like just to tell me, just to fill me in. And then that, us speaking just started
Bonds creates a bond.
Yeah, it created
a
a bond.
relationship.
Kind of, sort of, I would like to believe so. So now, when we open, even though I was young, I could be like, Mom, I would like to go to thingy. It's illegal driving, it's sharp. But then she'd be like, okay, before you go, please make sure you call me when you get there. Let me know that you're safe. And then let me know when you're going to take off. Type of thing. Like, now it's an open conversation. Now I can voice. I don't have to create a lie. Be like, Mom, nah, I have to go to Lungo's house. Like, yo, Mom, I want to go see this girl. Wada.
So,
and this is where we're going.
You've never created a situation where you had to just fib a little bit.
See, my mom is the type where...
So you've been honest with your mom. So, yeah, okay.
My mom is the type
Just
where
answer
she
the first
says,
question.
if she later finds out that I lied, she would look back at the situation and see if she would have done the same. So, for instance, if the lie is justified. Yes, so if the lie is justified, and she understands why you lied, she will accept it and she'll be like, okay, cool. But if you didn't need to lie, like then she has a problem with that. Because my mom once said, this is scary. She said this to me recently. And I was like, she was like, no, can you lie? And I was like, no, I'm a G at this. Like I've been doing this since I was young. And she goes, how do you know? And I was like, because I've gotten away with certain things. She's like, did you get away with them, or was it just because I never said anything about them? I was like,
Yeah, that's what my mom told me.
Yeah, a lot of the
bro. So you never know. So I think that my mom always knows when I'm lying.
Yeah. I think
But
my
then
mom
she
too.
chooses to
Let
be like,
to run with it.
yeah. So be
My
like,
mom also mentioned that
Because
to
it's
me,
not
actually.
that big. Yeah.
Actually,
depends
for
on what,
me, like as I got older, I realized, I shouldn't be lying to my mom, because when I actually tell her the
Yeah,
truth, she's
especially
chill
when you
with
get
it.
older. Yeah,
Bro, like,
especially when you get older.
And I feel like I've always been lying because I'm always scared at her reaction. Like my mom is very I think anyone's
yeah, because you
And
never
your
she-
mom's so dope, dude.
like she's very unpredictable. I never know like how she's gonna react to
my
things.
mom's the same.
So that's why like I felt the need for maybe I should it's a little white lie, about something.
yeah.
But then when I got older, I realized actually like she's chill. Like she doesn't mind when I actually tell her the truth. So yeah, she even told me, "Why you taking him tell how will I get?" And I don't believe her. And I'm like, just because I don't mention it to you doesn't mean I don't know. I act stupid and I move. But I know you're lying. And that is scary.
it's scary.
You see, my mom, the thing is, from a young age, I think I've always been the type of person who, like, I don't like to be put in a certain situation. I don't like to be put in a situation where I have to lie, where I feel like I must lie. Do you understand? You have to be, not to tell, like, my mom how she must be, but you have to be how I'm going to be a parent. I have to be approachable. Do you understand? Like, my child has to be able to come and tell me the truth, because if I'm lying to my mom, it's sort of a fault on her part. You know what I mean? Because if I'm not able to tell her A, B, C, D, then there's a problem here. Like, even to the point where, like, if something was going on with my friends, let's say as girls, someone extremely needs an abortion or something like that, I can come and talk to my mom or something. You know what I mean? We can come to like my mom and speak to her about these things. So I've always been like an honest person. And even if I haven't been honest, let's say I'm going out and I'm not going where I say I'm going, guys. Afterwards, I'll tell my mom the full story and be like, so where I actually went was. So, and then, so it's a lot of honesty in my household.
Yeah, no, I think I'm the same, because growing up, I used to also, things, okay, I always thought it was wrong to lie to my mom. Like, I would be scared, not even to like the trouble if I lie. I would just be scared to lie to my mom in general, because like I'd be scared of what happens if she found out that I'm lying. And then growing up, I saw also with my brother, when my brother started being like really open with my mom and talk to my mom about girls and everything. My mom was like supportive. Like back in high school, she'd even ask about his girlfriend. If they need to go somewhere, she'd take them both, type of thing. And I realized that with like with me also, like I never used to tell my mom about girls like at all. And then she'd start to see, like, if she's picking me up from school and I'm standing with the same person every time and this and that, and she'd start to see Like when I say I'm going out with friends, but this one girl's always there and stuff like that. So then it came to a point where sometimes like she'd even ask me like, how's thingy? And then she kind of found out. So now I just like, she knows about if there's a girl I have a crush on, like I'll just tell her because I know she won't act weird about it. Like she won't. She's just cool.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, with me, like, specifically my mom, like she instilled the same thing. I was like, if my kids can't really tell me anything, that means I'm wrong. I'm wrong. So she's always prioritized the relationship before the discipline. I think one thing one of the guys I spoke to most recently, was like the problem with parents, or specifically black parents, is because you can't really discipline someone to its fullest if you don't have a relationship with them. You get me? So you need to have a relationship with your kids before the discipline comes in. So that's primarily the problem with majority of the households, is because the parents don't really have a relationship with their kids. That when it comes to the discipline part, it's like, no, I'm more rebel. It's more control, more control than discipline. It's like, no, now kids become a rebel. Now they don't understand what the fuck you are and stuff like that. So, but yeah, but on my side per se, my mom is really like, I could literally tell her anything, dog, and she's really prioritized me being close with her more than anyone, more than anyone. She
Parents appreciate
they really appreciate, like my mom really appreciate that.
Open with them. They really
My mom really loves that a lot.
It's
Well,
also
I'm still saying something. Yeah,
okay.
continue.
No, you're adding.
Okay, but then when it comes to my dad's side, yeah, I think that's where the two things swapped around. Was discipline before relationship. So I'd say basically I don't have a relationship with him, but the discipline is always there. Like it's always been there.
I think I think that if you have a father and you have a good relationship with your father, that's like one of the luckiest thing you can have more life in, because these black fathers,
not
they went to
there.
the same school of being
Exactly.
like
The old Botswana.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
why do we think that is? What is it about black fathers in particular that
Did
gives
they
them-
have their fathers present in their lives?
my
Because
dad
also-
had his father in his life,
Which is crazy
because my dad was like, he grew up in a family,
A
mom and
together
dad
family.
married, yes, up until death. Literally, Mara.
Yeah.
Dude,
There's a certain consistency.
it's really crazy. It's really crazy.
Although they did grow up in the same household, I don't know how the relationship was with them.
Was
But
with
still, they were
their
present.
But what I've noticed, majority of the majority of our fathers and their our relationship with their fathers was they never had a relationship. Discipline just came in. That's what I was saying, that majority of they don't.
I hear what you're saying. I hear it.
No relationship at all.
I hear what you're
to points where
saying.
they even blame you for not having the relationship. Like, no, makaka also. That's why it's not a relationship. And I put some bruv, like.
But I gotta add on that. I think the reason why a lot of parents, especially in the black culture, is that a lot of parents don't necessarily have relationships with their
If you say childhood traumas,
no with their children is because yes, you see, like with my mom now, you see, like I told you guys, I got to a point where I was open with her now.
Yeah.
But with that openness, I started to see a friend in her, which is great.
That's what the disrespect comes in.
But yes, so I got to a point where I got too comfortable. So then my mom stopped me at a point, and I was like, "Yeah, but my mom." Like, and then it reminded me of old mom, mom that I was terrified of. I was like, "Yo," but then she was like, "Listen, I don't mind you being all open and stuff, but you gotta remember that with this open relationship, I am still your mother.
Yeah.
Like I am still your mother. You're still my child. There's don't let that line
don't cross that
Yeah,
line.
be confused.
faded. Yeah, Skaba confused. Yeah, type of thing. Like she would also say that. Like she was like, I'm not one of your friends. Like,
My mom says all the
Do you
time.
guys think your
So-
parents have childhood traumas that they haven't dealt
Yes.
with? And so therefore in their parenting style, it's sort of now
I think that my mom dealt really well with the way she grew up.
Ah, definitely. Yeah.
Like, my mom grew up very, not the way I am growing up now. And because she grew up like that, she took that and said, no, my child is not going to grow up like this. I'm going to change things for her. So I feel like she was never affected by the way she grew up. So I feel like she's dealt with most of the things that she went through when she was in a childhood, because I don't experience none of that.
My mom as well, went through a rough childhood. Let's I don't mean to put your business out there, mama, but like she was abused as a child, right? And one thing I'll always be like grateful for is that you know how there's like a pattern of abuse, like if you abuse, you normally abuse. My mom was the most loving person ever, and we've never like had any type of instance like that. So, but also what I'd like to say is that a lot of the time with my mom, what I can see is we are teaching my mom, you know? So with me, like
Facts.
this honesty thing, you know what I mean? My mom never had that type of relationship with her parents. But like with me being honest, she sees that, okay, yeah, we can have this honest like type of relationship. We can do this. Yeah, with
On
like,
the spot. That's
yeah,
what I
like
get
my
it.
mom also, because of the abusive side of things, my mom once said to me that I told her that fighting is okay. Like we can have an argument and be good. You know
And
what
be
I
good
mean? Like
afterwards, yeah.
it doesn't
You don't-
mean because like
you must-
on her side,
over now.
yeah, like
you
on
don't
her
have to
side when
beef and
she
stuff.
fights, it's a personal thing for her because when they used to fight, it was like it went into deep things. But like yeah, I do think there are some traumas that do come in. You know what I mean? But I feel like all of us we're teaching our parents every single day with everything, and I appreciate the fact that they. Like Mteo and I, like she said, she heard like mom, there's no trauma like being passed on. Yeah, I appreciate the fact that they were able to put that aside and give us lives that they always wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom, like okay, my mom's mom, my gran, she's strict, like stricter than strict, like strict, like when I hear the stories I've heard,
She
like,
invented it, boy. She invented strictness.
bro, she was the inventor. She was the one who came up with it. But like, which is crazy because to me, you would
see it, boy.
no with my grand now. You'd swear they're lying, bro.
Yeah,
You'd swear they were lying, bro.
Facts,
My gran
actually.
is the sweet. I've never heard my gran shout. My brother has, but I've never heard my gran shout. Not once. Like
I saw
like
in the
properly.
video, they're like grandparents take their
Wait,
grandchildren as
madam.
second chances
Yeah.
because they messed up on the first
Yeah,
try.
bro.
Yeah, my grand actually has a reason why she was very like strict towards my my mom and her siblings when they were growing up because she had stuff that she was dealing with and she was very angry. So all that anger she was taking out on the kids
Yeah,
and
I
whatever,
think-
whatever.
That's crazy.
So yeah. But now
And then now my mom, I see parts of my grand, like what they'd say about her. I see some of those parts in my mom, like certain things she does. But when it comes to us, she doesn't really like she like you can see like the care is like there and it's there a lot. Like you can see that she cares a lot for us. And you can even see it like sometimes if like my mom, she's a very emotional person more than she'd like to believe. So sometimes you can see the care when like some of us like we do something wrong, she kind of like she feels bad, like she feels like it's her fault type of thing. Yeah, and it's like and now with my dad though, my dad never had a relationship with his father. My dad's father left when he was a kid and he only got reunited with his father like later in his life. And it was crazy because when they did reunite, my dad told me that they were like so cool, like they like had a great relationship, but unfortunately after a short time he passed away. So I can also see that
Who,
with
your
my
dad
brother,
and,
like
and your grandfather?
no, my dad, my dad and his father, my grandfather.
Okay.
And I can see one thing that my dad teaches me and my brothers is to always have each other because my dad growing up, he had a lot of brothers, but almost all of them passed away young.
Ew.
Like my dad has 2 of his brothers left now, and they are like close. Like my dad actually met one of his brothers a couple years ago, and we only like found out and we like reunited and it was dope. So my dad always makes sure to like no matter what, like I have my brothers like through thick and thin.
All right.
That's one thing.
So now, let's say one of your parents have children outside the marriage now. Are you guys now willing to?
I'm willing. I feel like it doesn't change anything.
I am
Yeah.
Finish the question.
to make it like to build a relationship.
Yeah,
I
I'm
am.
willing. Personally,
Wait, can I just start? Me, I'm willing. First of all, because personal experience. He watches this, so yeah. So
Points.
uh, pretty much. I mean, at first it was like, oh my gosh, there's this new sibling, you know, wow, and you want to meet the sibling, like you want to see, like the little version of you. So when you meet the sibling, it's crazy at first because it's like, whoa,
Yo, I have a
okay.
sibling now.
Yeah, like yo, I'm not the youngest anymore. You know, you are, bro. And
You're crazy.
oh yeah, it is crazy. And yeah, I think it takes a lot of maturity for you to take yourself out of the situation, and instead of blaming your parents and being angry at them, you just kind of
Accept and move
say, okay, this happened. It's not the child's fault. So let me not be a very shitty person to that
on.
child
Because of this.
and Kim Amkhale welcome that person and just, give them that sibling feel.
I really wish that my dad did that because I have half siblings that I don't even know.
Yeah.
I've never met them. There's only one which is older than me. And I think I've probably met him, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've met him. And it's also because my dad wasn't, like, the way he is towards me now is
not
the
the
way he
same.
was
Oh.
to my older brother. Like, he's not involved.
Oh.
He's not there. So now he's doing it to me. He's not involved in my life. And I heard from my cousins, I had to hear from my cousins, Hori, this guy has kids. 2 younger than me, guys young, like bana.
Baby.
Oh,
They could be my
damn.
babies.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. But that of that age, no, I get it.
So
Hey.
I get it.
I really wish like I was able to know how I would react to half siblings.
Oh, yeah.
Because right now I don't know how
You don't
I
know.
would feel about it. Like obviously I would want to welcome them and have siblings. Like obviously guys, being an only child is nice to a certain extent. And having half siblings is kind of cool. At least you've got a sibling.
Sibling,
or
you got
something.
something.
But now I can't say I have siblings.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna count them as my siblings
Yeah.
because now they're
You
not
don't
in my
really
life.
know
They
them.
don't know me.
Yeah.
They don't know I exist. I don't know how they are. I don't know if it's girl or boy. So it's just
Yeah, all my siblings are half siblings. All of them.
And
all
you have
of
a
them.
relationship with them.
I have a relationship with I basically have a relationship with all of them. One have a fallout because it's being teasy. But yeah. What's this? Yeah, we've
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
I had to adjust because I didn't know, when I moved to Joburg, I was like, okay, now I have siblings. I met my brother, met the other sister, met my other brother, met my sisters as well. My sisters, I knew them from when I was young because they would come visit and all of that, So I think half siblings it doesn't really matter. It just changes. It's just different because you don't share one parent. You get me? So I don't think it should be significantly different because no, you're raised here now. Perhaps I must treat you like a half sibling.
Yeah,
You
really.
get me?
Yeah.
like
So it's not-
Cinderella. No.
Yeah, so yeah, like I had to. I think it's pretty cool. It doesn't really change anything besides the fact that we don't share a mother as well or father. So yeah, that's what I can say.
Okay, guys. We'll be back after the break for part 2.
Was there a part 2?
I guess so.
Yeah, because we have to go finish.
Oh yeah, nah, but this episode is fire.